Oh my goodness. So here's my question. When did first name basis or just first names become obsolete in the workspace? We use names because we want to maintain a sense of professionalism, but that is not the case. And that has been going around in a lot of companies and stuff like that lately. And it's been causing a good amount of people some stress because they don't know the correct verbiage to call somebody or what to say, which causes problems with their performance and they will not be able to do their job. So let's see what's going on here in this article. It says that Sweet Baby client Remedy Entertainment overhauls hiring process, ends mandatory pronoun declarations. Now, my thing is, when it comes to all of this, it is okay to, like, you can do this on your own time and things like that is totally fine. But like forcing it into a workplace is pretty crazy. Like, I understand people want to be included. People want to feel included. But the thing is, forcing something upon other people can cause stress. It can cause like just bad things to happen, and then people will not be able to perform the job that they meant to do. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happened with Remedy Entertainment. These are the people that made Alan Wake, right? Yeah. So it says that Remedy Entertainment, a well-known client of Sweet Baby Inc. and the studio behind Alan Wake series, removed mandatory pronoun selection from its job applications, according to the report from Smash JT. Smash JT is a fellow YouTuber who covers a lot about the gaming industry and things like that, and it's really cool. Be sure to check him out. Okay. On paper, Remedy Entertainment seems like the last gaming company that would reject divisive and exclusionary hiring practices. The Sweet Baby Inc. client has a long-standing history of advocating against straight white males working in the gaming industry. Now, last I recall, that is illegal. Obviously, that is prejudice against a race and gender, and that is a violation of the Civil Rights Act of, I want to say it was 1988. Hold on, I might be wrong. Let me see here. Oh, sorry. I was completely off. So, yeah, Civil Rights Act of 1964. Landmark law that prohibits discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. Yeah. So, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, man. So, however, according to YouTuber Smash JT, the Alan Wake developer has taken a step toward actual inclusive hiring by removing mandatory pronoun selection from employment applications. Me personally, this is a question to anybody. If people can answer this in the comments below. What does that section in the, how would I say it? Let me back up. What does the mandatory pronoun section have to do with qualifications of a job? That's my question. That's something I've always wanted to know. I never understood this. Like, if they say you have to put something there, like what does that have to do with being hired? Like, what's the point? Like, what does that have to do with the ability to make a level, to rig a character, to design a character, to write a story, things like that? Like, what does that have to do with it? That's what I don't understand, and I'm trying to understand this. But if somebody can let me know about that in the comments, please. So it says the developer made news when Alan Wake 2 community manager Vita Starcevic, I believe is the name, expressed frustration with influencer agencies that pitch games featuring wall-to-wall white men. Starcevic, who apparently still works at Remedy, has frequently spoken out about implementing racial and gender quotas in the gaming industry. But what does that have to do with building a good quality game? That's what's causing the issues in the gaming industry right now, which is causing studios to shut down. If games were really good, let's just say back in the 360 era, and everybody was just blowing it up and everything, and communities were happy, gamers were happy, the media outlets, they were also happy, like, we wouldn't have this problem. We wouldn't have this problem at all. So I don't think that's going to really help anything. This is probably going to is going to further the problem. The company also worked extensively with Kim Beller's Sweet Baby Inc., a narrative consultancy firm known for pushing did not earn it narrative elements into AAA games. Those that don't know, there's Sweet Baby Inc. is pretty much a consultant agency that has been doing stories, that have been making stories or writing stories for the games, things like that. Also, they had a podcast. It was like a few months back. I think it was earlier this year, where they were talking about they want to go to war with gamers. They want to go to war with us, the gamers, which is not a good idea, especially with gamers, because we got war. We have like Warhammer 40K people. We got Call of Duties. We got all the FPSs. We got Battlefield. We got role playing. We got real time strategy. Like we got like multiple nations all packed together, willing to fight the good fight. We are willing to do that. Because easiest way how to just fight it, we just don't play the game. We don't buy it. It's easy. Because player numbers get affected. And then guess what happens? Then the studios have to answer to the shareholders or their investors about why their game isn't doing hot. You guys want to look for some examples? Dustborn and Concord. Those, like, they got to answer to those. Look, and sadly to say, I loved this company and everything too, but Ubisoft is in hot water right now. Look at what's going on over there. Like, they had to shut down studios and things like that. It is what it is. This is how it is. So they got to be careful when they are going to these narrative consultancy firms, wanting to build their games. Because here's the next thing. It includes, like, this studio included God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Suicide Squad, Kill Justice League. Now, the thing is, from what I've heard, I didn't play God of War Ragnarok, but I've seen some live streams of it, and I was actually confused of what was going on. When I think of God of War, I think of like original God of War or God of War 2 on the PS2. Like, that's what I think of. God of War Ragnarok was really weird of how the story was. Spider-Man 2, I didn't really play Spider-Man that much, but I've heard the story design of that one was weird too. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. There was just a whole can of worms with that one, because apparently, like, numbers aren't doing well. They had a DLC that was going to come out, but then that got gutted out, and it's a nightmare. It's just a whole nightmare. And then Remedy's entertainment commercial flop Alan Wake 2. A lot of people were expecting that game because of Alan Wake 1 and everything, and it just apparently didn't do well. So while Alan Wake 2 received critical praise, there's not much financial success that comes from that these days. Smash JT said in his official write-up, virtue signaling cannot be exchanged at banks for cash. It failed to connect with players who actually purchase games. The disconnect here was clearly exacerbated by the game's controversial marketing and narrative choices, rumored race swap protagonists, and other story directions that alienated portions of the fan base Remedy once so effortlessly captivated. Now it seems things might be changing at Remedy. Their anonymous insider contacted Smash JT, alerting him to a hiring policy change that removes pronoun selection from the application process. So I'm gonna go back to this part right here. Now, yeah, it is true. Like, the virtual signaling and everything, like, for these games, it's not really helping out, because the thing is, we're trying to figure, like, one of the big questions that a lot of us are asking, like, this is appealing to who? And people are like, the modern audience. But, like, has the modern audience played the games? Have they, like, why aren't they together to, like, buy these games and play them and show us, like everybody else, the other the remaining audience, I guess you would say, like, oh, these are our numbers, this is us, this is the whole modern audience playing the game, and this is what we love and everything. Like, it seems like it's people that don't play the game, have no interest in playing the game, or they just want to say things just to say things, and then they publish the game, and then they're like, we don't want to play it. We were just talking about it. We don't want to actually play the game, type of thing. So it's weird. Like that's something that I've also wondered and questioned. Like if there is people that are advocating for these games and everything, why aren't they playing it? Because right now, like when there was a good amount of people advocating for Concord, there was only 100 people that were playing the game. And I was like, that's not good. It should be way more than that. Way more than that. So it's like they got to look at it in a whole volume for like, okay, are we going to appeal to the modern audience, or are we going to appeal to the gamers who have had our backs in the past with our previous titles? That's the thing. All right, so now going into the resume. So all this right here has been removed. The pronoun section, that has been removed. And honestly, I say it's a good thing, because here's the thing. It should just have this here. Use name only. Like have that in there. As long as I know your name, like, hey, I'm Alpha. Hey, you're, Billy Bob or something, or you're Sarah, I know your name. I know, like, hey, if I need to address somebody, I'm addressing Sarah. I'm addressing Billy Bob. That's all I need to know. I just need to know your name. That's it. All right. The original application seen above had the usual pronouns listed, but they went far beyond it listing the pronouns, and you guys see that there. However, Remedy's current application removes this feature entirely. So now it's just removed. So it has the first name, last name, email, phone number, your message. I'm guessing like if there's a question or something like that, and then your CV, which is your cover letter. So not bad. Like this is really that's needed. That's like the most crucial things that are needed. Now, I would say like if you want to add that stuff later on, right? Then yeah, sure, do that. Like, outside of work, or like if you want to do it with the group, hey, cool. But like me personally, I don't think that it should be a mandatory thing, because okay, again, question. What does that have to do with the game? With what you are doing to put this game out? Like what does that have to do? If I address you by your name, I am talking to you, that I am trying to I'm trying to I'm trying to communicate to you. That's the thing. That's all it needs to be. It's like things are just like, there's things that are unnecessary. Me personally, I think that are unnecessary, or like, well, let me go back. Not unnecessary, but it's like things that could easily be avoided. Let me put it that way, right? So it's like, why add to it? All right. So the updated application simply marks for your name, email address, phone number, and resume, while providing a box in the applicant to include a message like a cover letter. Okay. While the removal of pronouns from job application is finally a step in the right direction, it remains to be seen if Remedy's hiring practices will actually reflect a genuine shift back to prioritizing talent and skill over ideological. There you go. Jeez. Quotas, Smash JT said. If Remedy wants to preserve its legacy and financial viability, the change must continue to happen. Do you believe that Remedy is turning over a new leaf by removing mandatory pronouns selection from the hiring process? Did you play Alan Wake 2? Sound off in the comments and let us know. I didn't play Alan Wake 2. I played Alan Wake 1. Good game. I highly recommend if anybody wants to play that, they should. Now, again, dude, are they turning over a new leaf? We have no idea. The only way how we can figure it out is, if more people are getting hired there, and if they are still continuing those, if they are turning over and doing I guess you'd say the typical traditional hiring practices, or if they're going to still continue doing their thing and just disregard the application. We don't know. So it all depends. And eventually we will find out more about this stuff, especially along with the industry. And I'm just saying, you guys already know what's going to be happening next month on the 20th. Things are going to be changing. That's why, if you guys haven't noticed, there has been a lot of changes. Like this has been changing, and certain did not earn it. Things have came up. Those are being changed, or they're starting to somewhat go away, because it's going to affect investors. It's going to affect the studios. And if people keep trying to do it, it's going to cause a problem. So, and I don't think a studio wants to shut down completely, or a company like, Remedy, or like a big one like PlayStation or anything like that wants to be removed or completely shut down for some reason because of, or not for some reason, but to be shut down because of something like this, right? So it just all depends. It all depends what's going to happen. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this whole thing. Do you guys think that, or what do you guys think about just the gaming industry in general and resulting to this? If you were to apply to this, would you think this would affect you? If you're working at a studio, like, do you think certain things are like important to have? Things like that. So let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys later. All right. Thank you. Bye.